Yuto's adventures as a Tamer in a full dive MMO continue in Volume 2 of Late Start Tamer's Laid Back Life, and in this volume, Yuto finally has some combat-worthy monsters in his party. Is Book 2 as good as the first one, which I loved? Let's find out. So yes, Yuto finally is able to actually engage in combat with his monsters. He has Ulto the Gnome, his initial summon, as a tanking defender. He has Sakura the Tree Nymph to bind enemies with her vines. He has Rick the Squirrel to engage in guerrilla attacks. And he has Bear, a cute honey bear in the DPS role. But don't worry, this does not at all mean that this series is taking a turn toward combat. No, Yuto's monsters, as well as Yuto himself, are still specialized toward his laid-back life of farming and crafting. In that regard, Volume 2 feels a lot like Volume 1, so if, like me, you liked the first book in this series, then you'll definitely like this one as well. As I said in my review for the first book, the author is very good at getting me invested into the mechanics of this fictional MMO without turning it into an info dump. Yuto makes some new friends, learns some new skills, expands his farm, and finally makes it to Zone 2. One interesting thing in this book, and this part has some minor spoilers, so skip ahead a bit if you don't want spoilers, is that the author attempts to explain why things keep working out in Yuto's favor in terms of game updates, mechanics, and titles. At one point, Yuto asks a new acquaintance, "What sort of person do you think I am, anyway?" To which they respond, "Good question. Someone who enjoys playing differently than others, and makes lots of interesting new discoveries along the way, I guess." And in the epilogue, it's revealed that one of the chief developers of the MMO has taken an interest in Yuto's playstyle, and frequently checks in on him. So that somewhat explains why Yuto has what some people call protagonist power. There's also a section where Yuto goes off on the notion that the customer is king. The tirade is so lengthy and vehement that it's pretty clear that this is actually the author expressing the viewpoint. It doesn't really add anything to the book, but it's hilarious anyway. The book ends with a hint of what's to come, a game-wide event that maybe is not exactly what it seems. The quality of this book is just as good as Volume 1, so I'm expecting great things out of the third book in the series. If you're looking for a laid-back book set in a full-dive MMO, this series is a perfect fit, and I highly recommend it. I'll see you next time.